Hey guys, what's going on? We're back on the live servers doing some 3v3 arenas as Enhancement Shaman. And honestly, they went really well. I went back to my original build. I've been playing the typical ladder build, but I was having a rough time, wasn't really getting much. So I decided to go back to my build that I usually run, and I had more fun and seem to have more success. I don't know. I mean, the ladder build is definitely all about putting everything into Ascendance, which is good, massive burst. But outside of Ascendance, I just felt so useless and not fun. So I went back to this one and actually had a lot of success. Elemental Blast was definitely hitting hard, so it was great. But anyways, let's start talking about this first matchup. We got Enhanced DH versus Thunder Cleave, and if you don't know, Thunder Cleave is a bit scary. So my goal here is to help our DH hit the LE Shaman as much as possible, right? And, burn him down. But after a while, I started noticing what's the point in me being near the LE Shaman without Ascendance? And this Arms Warrior just cleaving us down. So I start kiting a lot more and start doing a little bit of 1v1 with the Warrior, getting pressure on him and, putting pressure on the Paladin's healing cooldowns and stuff like that. So here, I have nothing to really chase the Ellie Shaman, so I sit back, I knock him, and the Arms Warrior gets a little CC'd, which is great. We kind of dip back and hit him a little bit. The Ellie Shaman pushes out into the center, which is perfect for us. It's more open and easier for us to get to him. So we connect again, and you can definitely see he's pulling back. I get Thunderstorm back, but I can't do a whole lot. So I start pulling back, right? Get out of the Ellie Shaman's range, so only the Arms Warrior can hit me, and it forces the Arms Warrior to either choose me or go after our Demon Hunter, which is a choice he has to make. And he kind of does. He charges back to me, which is all right. So I charge the Ellie Shaman, start blasting. We get double stunned, which really sucks. Um, but you can see we're getting quite the pressure onto these guys. And we got 30 seconds on Ascendant, so we're looking really good with this lineup. We just hopefully have to get one more cooldown out of the Holy Paladin, and we're looking solid. So, but as you can see, we start losing momentum just a little bit. So I knock the warrior. I drop a root totem, but it doesn't seem to catch him. And then I see the holy paladin going for repentance. I see a fear out, so I go ahead, drop a tremor totem, try to hex the pally, but it doesn't quite work out. So you can see there's magic pop, which is perfect. So I start backing off because I'm an enhanced shaman, right? Can't do anything to a magic pop at all. So I start blasting the warrior, get a bit of damage, but Plum had already killed the Holy Paladin without me noticing, and it must have been through his Fell Lances, which honestly is doing insane amounts of damage. I don't know. Like, you'll notice that a lot of damage comes from his Fell Lance, and it's insane. I don't get it. So here we have another comp very similar to Thundercleave, where it's Windwalker Destro, so you got the caster melee combo, and I'm going to play it a little bit different where I'm going to be more at range, right? So I saw the earth totem that Shook put down, so I was like, okay, I just want to stand in this, not worry. So I'm going to build up my Maelstrom off of this Windwalker and do what I can. So we get feared and stuff, but whatever. So I go ahead, I'm like, okay, held cooldowns too long, we're going to go ahead and pop. So I stayed near the pillar and hit this Destro, but then I see the monk a bit off, trying to CC Shook, and he does get it off, but I back off, right? And he pops Karma, but I'm just gonna rail into it, right? Whatever. It's not in danger. He gets a lasso, which I guess gets interrupted by the Warlock pet, so I go ahead and re-lasso the Windwalker. Then I notice Plum's in a bit of danger, so I try to back off to help, but I suck at that. So root the monk, get back onto this Warlock. We kind of swap here, so Plum kind of hits the Windwalker while I run after the Warlock, and then we get cleaved. So this is where I'm going to start backing off again, right? There's no point in me getting plum cleaved with myself against this Windwalker, right? So I get a little bit of connection here. Papa Doom wins, but the Warlock port. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna back off just again and try to hit this Windwalker, see if I can't get anything out of him while I charge the Warlock. But, nothing. So I'm just spending and trying to get healing surges off as much as I can. And Shook does have to commit a blink. So it definitely sucks. But, it could be worse. I could have died. So here we get a huge amount of damage onto the Warlock. So I go ahead and actually hex the Windwalker while that cloud is CCing Shook. So that way we don't have to worry too much about any damage effects. So and then there's the magic bob. So I got fake ascendance through tier set, and we got magic bob, which is great. So I got 10 seconds on ascendance, which means we have a pretty solid chance for a kill window. And any of them are the target, right? So they do a good job at getting that Holy Paladin off of Shook from CC, but we do get slept, which really sucks. And we get really close here, so I instantly pop wall because I definitely feel the danger. And then I just go ahead and start bursting onto the Warlock as much as I can. Then I quickly, you know, try to help out Shook with a Tremor Totem, but don't really. Yeah, it kind of helped, I guess. But you can see here we don't really get anywhere um, with that burst window, which really sucked. It definitely hit hard. Um, but as you can see, we're not dead yet. We're getting close. It's definitely getting dicey here. So the monk actually rolls into my grab totem, which is perfect. So I go ahead and connect onto the warlock with Plum there. And you can see we get double leg swept, but I think Plum actually ended up trinketing that and getting out. So you can see we're definitely taking some damage now. The warlock goes ahead and pops a resolve, I guess, to free cast. So now this is our connecting point. We got to get some serious damage. We don't really get anything out of there, so he ports away. I'm going to run away with the Windwalker and let Plum do his thing to the Warlock because they definitely want me, right? You can see the Warlock is somewhat chasing me, but I knock him away, root him in the back, so that way he can't do anything. I jump all the way over to this Warlock. We get some serious connection here, and you can definitely see they are scared. I actually land a good hex there, which is perfect. So I push this warlock into Plum's line of sight for the fell lances, and we just barely get him down while the paladin was running at him with bubble. So you can see, for some reason, the warlock was more scared of me than the fell lances. I think in the future he's definitely gonna notice not to run out into the line of sight of that fell lance because that was nasty. So, anyways, here we have Holy Paladin, Warrior, and a Demo Warlock, very similar to the last comp we fought. I'm going to kind of do the similar thing where I run around with the melee target and, somewhat keep them away from Plum so that way we're not getting double cleaved. So you can see here, I get away from the Warrior because I know he wants to disarm me. So I definitely should have dropped a root totem, but oh well. You can definitely see the amount of pressure. There's the lay on hands. We almost had him. It was really close. So that's one cooldown down, right? Normally, I think they would have used Bop or something, but it is what it is. Lay on hands gone is actually a really good thing for us. So now I'm just gonna duel the warrior here for a second. Plum's not really in danger, and Shook can definitely connect, but you can see the warrior backed off real fast. He knew he was in a losing fight, just being against a healer and a DPS versus a demon hunter fighting those two. The demon hunter has a better chance at surviving than he does. So here we get a nice triple cleave going on, and the warrior actually intervenes the holy paladin, which is interesting. I really don't think that was the play, but it is what it is. And then there's magic pop. So I'm gonna quickly back off here. I should have definitely went behind the pillar. That would have been the smartest point, but oh well. Uh, you live and learn, right? So the warlock actually gates away. So I'm just like, okay, I get a nice little ascendance proc. So I send that on the warrior. As you can see, he's taking a solid chunk of damage. Then I kind of see Shook going in to get CC'd. Unfortunately, I interrupted as he knocked him back, so it gave him precog, but thankfully Plum has nether walk and survived with a sliver of health. Like, it was definitely dicey there. But as you can see, we're getting our momentum back. We got 10 seconds on Ascendance, and the warrior just whiffed his disarm on me, which is perfect. And then now I am free of getting feared as well. So I don't have to worry about that. So I'm gonna go ahead and drop a tremor, but unfortunately it doesn't do anything because I'm really bad at that. But we get a connection here. We get bubble out of the Holy Paladin, which is perfect, right? That's another cooldown gone. That means there's another target on the list. So we send everything into this warlock, and then he ports away. So I'm like, whatever. I'll just hit the warrior, connect to the warrior a little bit. He pops die by the sword, which is fine, right? That's another cooldown out of the way. We don't have to worry about stuff. So now we're gonna reconnect to this warlock, right? We're getting the big damage. He's spamming fear. I don't have anything for that, so it's kind of whatever. And I just let Plum do whatever he wants. I see him hitting the paladin, so I'm actually gonna go for a fake hex there to try and get a spell reflect, but don't get anything. So I'm gonna help Plum connect to this holy paladin because that's what he wants to do. So I'm like, okay, you had the mortal strike. I'm gonna follow your lead. Now we do get feared, which sucked, but oh well. I get disarmed, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna bloodlust plum, pop doom winds. We get connection onto this holy paladin, and you can see him. He is fighting for his life, and we're able to bring him down. Able to bring him down. So, anyways, guys, that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Laters.